Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Yes, you can see me in this hat and this shirt. You're gonna see me in this and other videos because I'm kind of getting some videos together. And Lord willing, I get to shoot more videos the last couple of days before I get on the road. God bless you. Now this one here, I think this gonna be my last video that I shoot in this here session of videos because this one is long. Oh my goodness. This one here is so long. And this from last year now. And sis, I'm sorry I'm just not getting to it. But let me see. Grace and peace, Tony. I am 62 years old. I believe it because of the calendar. A divorcee. Finally official January 2020. And knew 3 men in my lifetime to date. A childhood church and family friend of now 46 years to date. He took me to my high school dinner. My husband of 29 years, but separated for 22 years off and on. And a co-worker, acquaintance, so-called friend, then intimate relationship / situationship for 20 plus years after I did the math off and on. From queen treatment to so-called friend / confidant. Soon after I left, hey, I'm finna stop doing this because she got a lot of these parentheses in here now. I'm gonna be sitting here with my hands up. Oh, this mean parentheses to the new people. Ain't nobody new no more because YouTube they can't be show, they can't show these videos because it be too much stuff going on in here. So it's just us now. From queen treatment to so-called friend / confidant. Soon after, you know what? Come on now, what the world is candle made out of? Okay, there we go. I had the candle. I'm like, why is I'm hot? I'm like, why I'm hot now? I know my app might be off, but I'm like, I shouldn't be this hot now. I know I got the light in my face. The candle over here flaming. Whew. I put my hand out beside my laptop and I felt a flame on my arm. I'm like, that's that candle hot like that. My goodness. Soon after I left, day one, when he said that, September 2020, from queen treatment to so-called friend / confidant. Soon after I left, day one, when he said that, September 2020, I was no longer giving in to my desires. I need some guidance to stay out of the wilderness. I am a declared born-again virgin. I want to do things intentionally and on purpose. I don't have time to go back for another 40 years. I really write to request some life coaching for relationships first. Not to get involved, but to continue to heal and work on my mind for better days ahead. Then business opportunities. Please pardon any typos. As I write this letter, it sounds like a novel. Perhaps I am birthing a book or preparing me for deeper ministry. Now I'm going to tell y'all about my clients that's over 50. Remind me to tell you. Once again, I went to reserve sessions with you and realized you were booked until 2021. This speaks well of you. I seek relationship life coaching. Can you please recommend one of your life coaches? Or respectively, I might just wait for you. From what I see, hear on your YouTubes, and read in your books, I trust your knowledge. I have followed you since July 2020. After receiving one of your YouTubes from a sister friend via text. Thank you, sister friend. I started listening to many of them, taking notes and sharing more with her and the sisters. I thought a live session with my sister friends and you would be phenomenal. I then ordered and read almost all of your books, even your dad's book. I plan to complete many of your Tony Gaskins Jr. Academy courses as well. For I am a 62-year-old woman, lived a sheltered life, finally divorced after 29 years. Hard to believe. been separated more than I have been married, about 7 years. Should have had it annulled in the first few months/year. I feel like I have been in the wilderness for 40 years. I am working on me and practicing self-love. As mentioned previous, after I came out of a 20 plus toxic on and off unintentional acquaintance, friend, then intimate relationship. I have not contacted him for 2 months now, September 2020, and don't plan to ever contact him again. I see so much, and if I had only followed my woman intuition, I would not be challenged with forgiving myself for such wasted time. You put the words to the many actions I experienced. When I was listening to you, several situations would be playing out before me. I could no longer in deception and lie to myself, but face the truth. He treated me as a queen. Then we became so-called friends in September 2020. I let go. I was so tired of being dragged. I never intended for this to happen, but he chased me constantly in the beginning at work. We both had no real commitment to each other because we were both married. I was separated at the time, the mid 1990s. I thought he was too. Now, I didn't do this for a lot of them, but I'll let my arms rest. I thought he was too, until he told me he got divorced and promised someone that he was going to marry them. And he told me he did while we were just talking. I thought I could just be a friend, but we got involved intimately. I realized that was no doubt the plan after hearing you and myself. I broke it off several times, stayed away for years, until I found out about his mother's funeral about 2 to 3 years ago and attended the service after years of no contact. I thought our other colleagues and teacher/instructor would be in attendance, but I was the only one. I wanted a friend to come with me, but she wasn't available. He said he knew I would come. The beginning of the end. As I said, that is over and done. I relive it in my mind, but I am healing and pray to God I will give myself another opportunity at life and love me. We got some more now. Now listen, okay, I'm not finna get no attitude like they be doing on the Strawberry Letter. Now listen, I see this therapeutic for this sister at 62 years old, cause it's a lot more to this. So right now, it's like she writing her book, like she say, she writing her book. It ain't that much, probably another 5 minutes. But hey, y'all in this, we're here with me now. You want to see what my work is like, what my life is like, the stuff, letters I get, and these all anonymous. And people send these in to be read on here. So now we got to be in this together. Because if y'all want me to serve, then okay, let's keep us a good attitude about it. I have a question about the first relationship of my life. My first male friend, Rob. Now, he ain't got no last name, but she put his name in there. She know this anonymous letter, so look, he finna have a name now. A 46-year friendship to date, who I considered just a brother in the Lord from church at the time when I was 17 years old. That was the joke with my siblings as they laughed. He was just a brother in the Lord. That is what I saw him as until I was too young and naive to understand what love and a relationship was supposed to be. Looking back, he had a strong interest in me. Everyone seemed to know and accept it but me. I was busy in school, church, and family. He was 1 year older than me. Looking back, I realized his great-grandmother, Big Mom, brought him to our church in hopes we would be married. Somebody texted me. In hopes we would be married. Everyone thought we would. Looking back, I really think he loved me. He was always my greatest fan, thought highly of me, even after we became intimate before he went away to college. This sounds like the voiceover, the narrator on them movies. We should be watching, the movies. He even spoke up to his mother for me. He was the eldest son, and she most likely depended on him and saw me as a threat. She later treated me. Nah, you just say she brought him to church to get married. He even spoke up to his mother for me. He was the eldest son, and she most likely depended on him and saw me as a threat. She later treated me with kindness and even let him plan me a surprise party at her home when we were in our early 20s. He tried to please me in every way. I believe if he could, he would have given me the world. I just didn't seem to like him that way. But I did learn to care. He went to college, and I broke things off when we got intimate and said God wasn't pleased with us. He was so hurt. Now I realize this. But I knew if I didn't do it that way, things would have continued. He left the church after I started seeing Alan, the assistant pastor of our church. If these their real name, they just gonna have to deal with it. See the extra information below, which tells about my former husband. At the church, who unknowingly we both confided in separately. SMH. Now hold on now. Let me leave them parentheses out so I can see what this sentence say. He left the church after I started seeing Alan, the assistant pastor of our church. At the church, who unknowingly we both confided in separately. SMH. They also got in an argument. I eventually left years later after we separated as well. But before I got married in 1991, perhaps a year before, I asked Rob a question and he didn't seem to have the right answer for me. Perhaps it wasn't direct enough. I was trying to find out if he still had an interest in me before I married Alan. As I had broken off the engagement with Alan for reasons and said, you set the date if we are to join together. I never thought he would with his indecisiveness, but he gave me the month of June because his deceased wife's birthday was in September, said the children. I wanted to get married in September. So many red flags. Many years later, I realized my eldest sister suddenly passed on vacation in September 1990, and my godfather passed sudden that December 1990. Then I was dealing with a lot of commotion with Alan's oldest daughter. My godmother told me later on that my godfather cried when he heard we were getting married, perhaps because of the age difference, 20 years. I was in my early 30s. My dad said he asked me to. But I said it was God's will. My dad said he asked me to. But I said it was God's will. I later tried to backtrack and even cried. I won't believe it if it hadn't happened to me. I won't believe it if it hadn't happened to me. But I said, perhaps God had a plan for this family's salvation. SMH. I soul searched and sent out invitations. I invited Rob, childhood friend. He said he didn't get the invitation until the day before the wedding. If he still loved me, I thought, why didn't he come and stop the wedding? Smiley face. I am leaving out a lot. To God be the glory. Sister, come on now. Somebody who produced radio, I really don't want to do TV. But somebody who produced radio, give one of them shows like y'all gave Steve Harvey. So I had a whole 4 hours and we just reading letters. We reading letters and talking back and forth. And I'm going to pick my co-host out of my YouTube subscribers. I am leaving a lot out, but I hope you are following it. Barely, sister. Remember, now, listen. Now, I said I ain't finna get unruly on you now. But, my goodness, sister, come on now. Like, ain't got nothing else to do. Like this. And sister say, I'm trying to get a session. Yes, you need a session now. And then she put this in all bold. Some of the stuff in all bold letters, but I just ain't mention what's in all bold. This in all bold. I really wanted to talk to you. If not, someone you can recommend. Because Rob still considers me his best friend and he said he loves me. I told him his wife should be his best friend. He said it is over and he is working on plans. Unbold. We have not crossed the line and he came to help me with my parents' home these past years. It is a big house and I work, etc. Both of my parents are deceased. 2005, 2006. Note, Rob married 2 years after me and he reminds me of this. Now he is planning on divorcing his wife after 25 years. No true love, and she hurt him over a serious family matter with his grandmother, he says. But that is not my business. He agreed that we both waited so long to divorce because of church beliefs about divorce, etc. He was currently fixing up the house before his departure for her and his daughter. Husband and children who came back to live. For her and his daughter. Husband and children who came back to live after college and their marriage. The house is big enough. Exclamation mark. Okay, Rob got him a big house now. Now this in bold letters. My question is, should I entertain the thought of him ever coming back in my life? Only if the opportunity organically presented itself. As I am not waiting for him. I am not hoping for the day. He could have been, or he could be, my soulmate. I know it sounds like other letters you received, but if I tell you the whole story, you perhaps would understand more. If I need to wait until January 2021, I will try to wait. I want to do things right, and I believe me, the student, is ready for the teacher to appear. Unbold. I was the one who broke it off. I heard your tapes. That's just to say tapes. That's God bless it, die. God bless it, die. That's to say I heard your tapes. That's the old days, not this YouTube, sister. This is I heard your tape. God bless it. Now I know y'all used to listen to tapes. Now I know now 62. I know you know about some tapes now, cause I know about tapes, and I used to listen to tapes in my childhood. So 62, that's almost 30 years older than me. So I don't know what y'all were listening to now. What y'all were listening to? The vinyl records? Or what y'all used to call the 8-track? I don't even know what an 8-track is, but I used to hear people talking about an 8-track. I don't know what an 8-track is. I heard your tapes. This might be the exception. Question. I stopped having him help me with the house at the recommendation of my EAP counselor, who I started with a month ago after all these years, 30 plus years in corporate America. She said, you don't want to give place to the enemy/devil. Now, hold on now. The EAP counselor and they'll talk about religion? Okay, EAP counselor? Is you allowed to do that? That's what say, listen, I'm going to break the E rule. I was hurt to do it. Or maybe they could do that if you tell them you want Christian counseling. God bless y'all. I'm glad that y'all got counselors though at the job. I was hurt to do it. I told him I appreciate everything he had done for me. And the family as a family friend as well, but he is married. He said he respected that. I don't call him. He hasn't called me. He texted me recently when someone passed away and I sent my condolences via text. It was not core family. Seeing who write me. Perhaps God is giving us a second chance. I didn't really see him more than a friend. And today I see him as a good friend. He has all the traits I realize now that I am looking for in a man. But he said he has an exit plan in some years. I didn't really get into that conversation. I just listened because years ago he wanted to know what I was doing concerning divorce. But I told him I could get involved in that. But I told him I couldn't get involved in that. That is his decision. And she put this in bold. My concern is he is so wounded, more than he knows. Exclamation, 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 exclamation. And he has a lot of friends, both female and male friends. That concerns me. It takes me some time to commit and then, as you see, to let go. I am not sharing anyone with anyone. It seems premature to discuss Rob, correct? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Are you going to tell me to work on myself and establish my business? And if he catches up with me down the road, then we will see? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Additional information. I got married and separated from my husband, Alan. He was the assistant pastor. My dad became the pastor when our founder left, and I was a youth minister. He was 20 years my senior, a divorcee. Wife was deceased before I married him, and had 5 grown children, a few around my age, from his previous marriage. He seemed jealous of me and my family. Disaster waiting to happen. Yes. Later on, I realized that I was the intruder. I married him anyway. Then this in bold letters. I didn't really want to get married after I saw the dysfunctional love relationship of my parents. My dad had anger issues and yelled a lot, but my mother was the best thing that happened to him, he said later in life. They stayed on the same page in disciplining my siblings and I. He took care of us all. He was the provider, defender, and protector. My parents were married for more than 50 plus years and stayed together until death they did part. My mother first. That was a shock. I am one of 7 siblings. I went to be with my dad, 2006, while I returned from a separation with Alan in 2000. We agreed I would visit for 2 to 3 days to tend to him. Then it went to weeks, months, and then years. My father passed a few months being with him, a year after my mother, but I did not want to go back home. I went back to talk with Alan, but it erupted into arguments. I had to let it go. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Finally, I did after 20 years. I tried a divorce several times. I now need to discuss my future. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. If you read this whole letter, I need to give you a monetary blessing. Really. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Sincere, abundant blessings. I almost said your name. And I know a lady with your name, about your age. And she got me a job. She the one got me my job with the NBA. Got your same name. But I can see your picture here. And I can see your picture. And being that you 62 and you got a Gmail account, I ain't gonna say where you live, cause somebody up there gonna remember this here story. Oh no, I have an assistant pastor named Alan who married a woman that was 20 years younger. Oh my goodness, girl, you know who that is, right? Tony Gaskin. No, this ain't her. This ain't her. This is not the same person. That's just all a coincidence. That is all the same. It's the whole world. It's a lot of sister pastors, okay? But, you know, she put the first name in there. So this ain't the same person because we ain't got no last name. Now, see, the problem with this here sister is I'm so drained from reading the letter. Sister ain't got no answer for you. Ain't got no answer. This letter took me 25 minutes. Now, this ain't long as the other one. Didn't the other one take me 30 or 35 minutes? So I ain't really got no whole lot of answer for you. It's like I need a water break. I need a timeout, a commercial, or something. Now, listen to me. Now, to those of you who have heard this letter, it'll be good, especially for those of you who are younger than her. Now, what I'm going to tell y'all about my clients over 50, especially over 60, and especially over 70. I got clients over 70. One thing about them, they don't mind taking my time. Do you hear me? They like, child, please, boy. Boy, you wasn't even, boy, I was grown for you were born. What is your time? Boy, you better respect your elders. My clients who is over 50, some of them, not all of them, some of them be texting me. Be the only clients that have my phone number and be texting me outside of a session is my clients over 50. I'd be like, wow. Y'all just, because I'm young, you just finna treat me like a child. And then do stuff like this right here with these long emails. I ain't mad at it though. You gotta respect your elders. Anybody that came here before you, you gotta respect them. God bless you, sister. I ain't mad at you. Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you though. You know, what I'm really feeling about with this here situation with Rob, sister, I don't think Rob leaving his wife. He fixing up that house, and you got to realize Rob daughter with her husband and their children have come back home to live in Rob big house that you say that is big enough. And Rob fixing up that house. And Rob have been married for 25 years. Yes, I know people get divorced after 25 years, but he say he got an exit strategy in some years. In a few years. Sister, I don't believe Rob gonna make it out. I don't believe he gonna leave that marriage. Not especially looking his daughter and his son-in-law in the face and his grandkids in the face. It's different if it was just him and his wife. But when the daughter with her husband and the kids done come home, I don't think Rob got what it takes. And especially to go back to the woman that kicked him to the curb, because you was confiding in Alan. He was confiding in Alan. And then Alan took your confidence and hit on you. Then got into it with Rob to where Rob had to lead the church. Y'all sound like an episode on Oprah Network. I don't even watch the thing. So Rob had to lead the church. Then you got with Alan, who was the assistant pastor, and he 20 years older than you. You was in your 30s, so that means Alan was in his 50s. So you got with a man in his 50s, in your good 30s, and I could see your picture here. At 62, you look 45. I can see your picture. Your hair done good. You got that fuchsia lip color lipstick on. You got the eyebrow art. Let me look at you with my good eye. You got the eyebrow. You got the eyebrow art. You got lashes on. That pearl necklace. It looked like you got you some blue eyes in there, some gray eyes. Or something, like you got you some color contacts or something in your eyes. Look, cause your eyes got a glow on them like they blue. Out the picture, they look blue. Now this sister my color now. And that hair look healthy, like you got a little Cherokee in you. So if you take care of yourself and you looking this healthy at 62, I already know at 32, the men was ready to throw down. I mean, your 30, I know the men was in that church. What? You son of a gun. You dirty slime bucket. I know, Rob had to get out that church. Rob was fed up. Rob said, cause he the assistant pastor. Now he got that clout. Cause he's the assistant pastor, the man of the cloth. So now you're gonna choose him over me. And then listen, you loved Rob. But see, and like your sister and them be picking on you, he was just a friend in the Lord. because they knew Rob had feelings for you. And now, and you and Rob done went there now. You and Rob fell in that bed, and then you broke it off. And then, now, sister, now, hold on, 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 now. Some just, oh, now, hold on, sister. Now, what kind of spirit? Now, what kind of spirit was this on you? Cause now that I look at this picture for a 62-year-old sister, yeah, yeah. Now you say you a born again virgin now. Oh, okay, you're 62. You need to be. But now listen now. Okay. You fell into the bed with your friend who was at the church house. Then you got out the bed with your friend. And then you fell into the bed with the assistant pastor. All while your daddy was the pastor. Your godmama said that your goddaddy cried when he heard you were finna marry Alan. And then Alan and Rob, who you slept with, got into it to where Rob had to leave the church. Alan probably kicked him out the church. So Alan sitting up there, listening to your business, listening to Rob business. Oh, oh yeah, Rob. Okay, yeah. Oh. Alan taking all the notes. He said, "Y'all finna take off your hand, Rob." He ain't tell Rob that now. Alan took you right off. But see, you was too young and dumb. See, because you was in your 30s. Dealing with somebody in their 50s. That's what I be telling y'all about dealing with older men. He done been round. He know the game. See, Alan never wanted you. That's why y'all was married for 29 years and only together 7 of the years. Alan wanted to see if an old player from the Himalaya could take this woman that's 20 years younger from this other young whippersnapper. Now listen. And now, okay, now, this the blessing now. This the blessing now. Hold on now. Okay. So now you say you only knew 3 men in your lifetime. So we'll give you this here bed hopping. We'll call it innocence. We'll call it innocence. Since it was just 3 men in your lifetime now. And I know you sound like my mama with and knew 3 men. I know because the Bible say, and then he knew her. And then they knew each other. Meaning, okay, knew 3 men in my lifetime to date. A childhood church and family friend of now 46 years to date. He took me to my high school dinner, so I'm guessing that's Rob. My husband of 29 years, but was separated for 22 years off and on, and a co-worker, acquaintance, so-called friend, then intimate relationship, situationship for 20 plus years after I did the math off and on. So, okay. And see, yeah, that's why up in here I got lost. Cause now the 20 plus year co-worker, you ain't give him no name. But these other 2 people you gave a name to. So that's the main 2 that matter, Rob and Alan. That other third man in there was, was holding you down, was dangling in a jar while you was separated from your husband. Okay, yeah, you did say that. You know, y'all was separated. Yeah, sister, this is what I'll tell you. You got a lot of future. Okay, you got a lot of future. You look young. You don't look your age. You could go in your you could go in your 40s or 50s, even being 62. Um, somebody'll be lying to you if they tell you you look 55. So, you could go for 50, 12 years younger. And depending on how a person read faces, it could be 45. If 45-year-olds look more weathered than you. Now, let me tell y'all, for the first time in my life, I just coached a client. And she asked me to read her pictures to tell her, what is she giving off? She 50 years old. When I tell y'all, and this is what I try to tell you, and that's why I got to apologize to some of y'all ladies, because some of y'all got mad. When I said, yeah, you 50, and I know you cute, and I know you want you a younger man, but you still look 50. Yes, you is a good looking 50. You look good for 50, but you still could tell 50. And that's what I said, and I want to apologize, because that is not every woman. That's not every man or woman that look their age. Some of us, like myself, look older than we is. When I was 18, 21, people thought I was 36 because I had rough textured skin. Looked like tree bark. And so then as I started to get older, some people say you look 19. I'm like, well, what happened? Nah, well, I'm Benjamin Button. But I coached a client the other day who is 50 years old. And when I tell you, that sister showed me a picture from 48, 49, and 50. And when I tell you that sister looked 24 years old, I was blown away. I was like, wow, how in the world did you not age? Did your face not age? So her legitimate issue is younger men approaching her and not believing that she 50. Like, know it, like 100% believe she lying. And I said, I can't tell you no difference, sister. So you just gonna have to keep telling them and stay in the fight, because your face didn't age. It just didn't age. And now for y'all confused, no, I do not be on no phone telling no woman she fine and beautiful and pretty and she sexy and all. No, it ain't that type of situation. I tell them, what the image that you portraying. It says that you friendly, that you kind, that you high spirited. That's what I'm telling them. Essentially, just what they giving off perception. What are they portraying? What's the perception? That's what I'm doing. So don't y'all go to acting crazy now. This ain't that. This ain't other people. And don't say nobody names. Don't be saying nobody names. But this right here ain't that. And any one of my clients, they'll tell you that too. They'll let you know I 100% professional. But this right here. So. And you know what I thought about? What I thought about is I think I'm going to do a 50 and up retreat. Just because it's a whole nother ball game. From me coaching people 50 and up, I realize the dating world for 50 and up, it's a whole nother ball game. Might not come out with no whole lot of results, because it just is what it is out here. I can't go out and just change all the men. But to talk through it and to find coping mechanisms and things you can do and places you can go and, stuff that you could do to stay busy while you are in waiting for your husband or wife. If it's men on here over 50, which I believe we may have one or two, then I'm thinking about doing a 50 and over retreat. And y'all just tell me what's the best city in America. I really don't want to go out the country, have to be going through customs and all of that. But y'all let me know. Yeah, well, I know it's going to be draining now. I'm going to put a price on that thing. Woo! I know this thing going to drain me too. Woo! And I put a price on that thing. We might not be able to get that thing under $3,500, because I already know what I'm finna have to deal with. And y'all gonna have to deal with each other too, because y'all know how y'all like to talk. So y'all be understanding and be ready. When your sister talking, let her talk. Okay, we not finna sweep off like the Apollo. We not finna be cutting eyes at her. Okay, we gonna let her talk. Now we'll look at her now, but we ain't gonna cut eyes. But we'll look at her now and just kind of let her know. But listen, this right here, sister, and this one thing that I'm gonna tell y'all for everybody on here. This one thing I'm gonna tell y'all. Listen, go on about your business. Go on about your business. It's when it don't work out in the past. Very, very, very rarely do it come back later and work out. Now, if you get all kind of signs and a whole bunch of signs, but you got to look at why did you not like him then, and you don't know why did you not like him then, and why you went to the man, 20 years older than you, and cut him off after sleeping with him. Cut him off, and it hurt him. It broke him. And then he went, you got married to this man. Then 2 years later, he went and got married. Because he was trying to heal from the pain that you put him through. And then now you want to come back and he telling you this stuff, but it could be about revenge. It could be some resentment. And he like, you know what? I'm finna get the last laugh because I had to leave my doggone church because you wanting to marry the darn assistant pastor when I'm sitting there confiding in the man about my business. And then come to find out you confiding in the man too. And the next thing you know, you end up sleeping with the man, getting married to him. And now I got to leave my church. So we really don't know what kind of energy and what kind of plans Buddy coming back with. So if I was you, I'll be very careful. I go about my business. I go about my business. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So listen to me. And I don't know if I've done a coaching session with you yet because I be coaching people in it, but I don't really keep up with the names and stuff too much. And the only reason why I remember what I tell y'all about my client who was 50 and looked 24 is because I just coached her yesterday. So that's I still remember that. But yeah, this one right here, sister, this long letter drain me. I can't even get the energy I normally get. So we gonna let the comments coach you, and y'all be kind. Y'all be kind in the comment, but give us some real feedback because, you know, sometimes you need a sisterhood, brotherhood, familyhood, you know, blessed tribe hood. And so y'all give a little bit more than, you know, anything I left out because I've been shooting videos today trying to get them up and I've been coaching clients. So, and I think honestly, it's really clear cut. You know, it's like when you really look at it. Now, if you happen to say, you know what, Tony, I know that's what you said, but I just feel it in my spirit, everything in my spirit moving towards him, and he done got, you know, he get a divorce and he pursuing you and he healed and his marriage had been over long before he got a divorce, and you know, and then he come to you. Y'all please turn this into a movie because you narrate it like a movie. Please turn this into a movie or a book if y'all end up together and working out, and then write me and let me know if this end up working out down the road. But the thing about it is you never know if it's worked out because y'all could get together and go through the same thing. Everything is good while y'all having fun the first 2-3 years, like you and your husband for them 7 years, and then boom, y'all could just be hanging on by a thread. So y'all could mess around and get married in 3 years and everything be good for 5 years. So then you 62, you be 65, get married, 5 years, you be 70 years old, and then boom, he started to ache up. That thing don't work no more. He getting upset by it. He keep thumping it. That thing ain't reacting. He popped him a blue pill. That thing still ain't working. And 70 and then 75 coming. And you still there in your prime because you like Benjamin Button and you not aging. And now you want to go around the world. And he like, listen, I want to sit out here on this front porch in my rocking chair. 80 years old, 85, 90. And so y'all can have 5 good years and then another 20 years of misery, just like he say he done had, and just like you had in your marriage. So, to be honest with you, I would be trying to take my young, fresh-looking self to a whole new situation if I was you. If I was you and still looking young and fresh, and you 62, you still young, I'd be trying to go get in a new situation instead of going back to the old church drama that you left. Go on about your business. Hey, this Tony Gaskin. God bless you. I done came this far, I might as well go an hour, so we're gonna read one more letter. Good evening, Tony. First, I love your videos. Your insight and wisdom have transformed my mind. Can you please make a video on the glorifying of the HO phase? Now, she said phrase, but I think she meant phase. It seems everywhere I turn, hookups are being promoted more than marriages. A little about me. I have been single and abstinent for 3 years following a hard breakup. My hope and desire is to remain pure until my marriage night. I have been on a few dinner dates, nothing more. The problem that I am seeing is that many women and men alike are just hooking up. I even have a sister who is on her HO phase. It discourages me because I feel my way of thinking is archaic. I have been in relationships where I got on my back fast and it yielded results of heartbreak. I want to do things differently. I have learned so much about myself in this process of waiting, and I do not want my phase of waiting to be in vain. I can say that I truly value to the season I am in and the person I have become. I would so value your opinion on this subject. Thank you for your time. Please keep your wisdom, humor, and realness coming. God bless you. Now, I don't know if she gonna see this because this is so deep into this here video, but God bless you, sister. I hope you see this. But I'm gonna tell you like this right here. That's what the Bible talk about. These days we living in is some of the last days, and people being turned over to a reprobate mind. Men become lovers of themselves, and it's a whole lot going on. But see, what you have to realize, them people that's in that phase that you talking about, they gonna all take themselves out. They gonna all disqualify themselves. So when you in a race that is a marathon and people getting disqualified, all you got to do is just stay consistent. Just stay steady. Just keep going, because they're going to keep falling like flies. And then boom, you're going to be the last one standing. And the men who are looking for somebody pure-hearted, pure-minded, it's going to be men that all the fake men going to start to fall. And then guess what? The real women and the real men going to be the last one standing. That could be in 6 months. It could be in a year. It could be in 3 years. It could be in 5 years. I don't know when it's going to come. But you have to remain consistent. And then guess what? Every man you meet might try you. But just because a man try you don't mean he won't wait. But he could be conditioned by society and he try you because he want to see if you just like everybody else. You don't know if you said yeah or you ready to go all the way, if he would turn you down and say, no, I changed my own thing. We should go there. You don't know if he going to do that, but you won't even find that out because you're not obliging. You're not finna accept that. And so you're going to shut that down. And then now he realized, whoa, I was conditioned that every woman is on their back and in this phase. So I tried you. And then you showed me you ain't in that phase. You what I'm looking for. And so, and that's honestly how it happened. And I know some women have this idea that if they're abstinent, that the man is going to come and the man is going to be abstinent and the man is going to tell them, hey, I'm abstinent. Are you abstinent? Oh, we're both abstinent. Oh, let's date intentionally and let me court you until marriage. No. That's really, honestly, that right there is 1 in 1,000. And when I say 1 in 1,000, I mean you literally will have to go on 1,000 dates with 1,000 different men before you meet the one man that go about it that way. 9 out of 10 times you see on these letters I'm reading, the doggone assistant pastor sleeping with the people, the deacon sleeping with the people, even the men who got to visit God daily and weekly is out here trying to get women on their back. So 9 out of 10 times when you are abstinent, the way you're going to meet your husband is by turning him down when he trying to sleep with you. And then he going to realize you are a good woman, that you done renewed your mind, that you done changed your life, and that you are actually who he wanted and who he was looking for, but he had got derailed. Or he may not be derailed, and he may just be trying the spirit by the spirit. He may be testing the fruit to see if he could get to the root. It could go one or either way, but listen, this is what I try to tell y'all. Yes, it's not fair. No, it's not fair. No, you don't like that. No, it shouldn't be that way. No, and then people are, oh, well, God gonna send me the man. God gonna send me the man that I want. God gonna send me a man to do it the way I want it done. No, that's not how life works. Because if that's how it worked, it would have already happened. It wouldn't have already happened. God ain't sitting up there playing with you and saying, well, I'm going to send her to her perfect, but I'm just going to make her wait 5 years. That ain't what God doing, because it's adversary out here too that's working. So even when God is in the man, he's still going to be falling to temptation to act like a grown boy in some of his actions and some of the words he say, some of the things he do. And you're going to have to be able to see through that and have discernment to see that, oh, he acted out of character every now and then, but that's not who he is. Unless he just absolutely show you a pattern of consistency being worthless. Then you know that's who he is. But even a good man, understand this now, even a good man is not a perfect man. So even a good man who will wait on you until marriage still may try you to see who are you, to see if you one of them. And then when he find out otherwise, then if he is intended to be your husband, he will gladly oblige your request to wait. You see what I mean? If he meant to be your husband. If he's not meant to be your husband, he will leave you and go on by his business, because he not willing to wait, because he ain't looking for that kind of wife. He looking for a concubine. Hey, this Tony Gasson. God bless you. I got to go. I done worked today, and I got 2 more days of work to try to line up some videos for y'all for next week. So God bless you, and we'll talk soon.